stop myself and just assess where we are, where we know we are. When I would drive down when I was a little kid from Dallas to see my grandparents here in Austin, my mom's folks, I knew I was in Austin when I saw the UT Tower and the sports stadium. When you're driving into D.C., you know you're there when you cross the Potomac and you see all the monuments. We know what tyranny looks like. Warrantless wiretaps, open borders, dictatorial federal government, IRS taking old ladies' bank accounts, no warrant, no proof, the government persecuting people for their political beliefs, the government funding radical terrorist organizations, the government power-grabbing everything, the government signing us on to 2+ global quadrillions. That's hundreds of times all the real money in the world. I mean, it's crazy. It's absolutely insane. And because of technology and prosperity, evil is being able to grow in parallel to freedom to the biggest it's ever been. Because normally there was such little energy and little food in cultures, and I've studied it from an anthropological view, that if there was a little bit of tyranny, it would hurt prosperity so much, society would just fall apart. But Karl Marx was right when he said that production would go up so high that the state would wither away because you wouldn't even, need workers anymore. Except the eugenicists go further. They say, yeah, we're just going to get rid of people. So the state's withering away because a new state's rising, the technocrats. You're like, what do you mean it's withering away? The state's getting bigger than ever. Well, the power is being transferred to the SPP, the NAU, the Pacific Partnership. I mean, that's in the news now, and no one's allowed to read it. But leaks of it show it's just so draconian, I can't even believe it. That's why Congress is passing all these unconstitutional laws. It's why there's all this power grabbing going on by bureaucracies outside of law, because they have to get it lined up with the treaties. And then our politicians graduate to the global government level. They're now all over Europe appointing leaders of countries like Italy. Benito Mussolini was elected. Adolf Hitler was elected and became dictatorial afterwards. Well, Mussolini actually marched on Rome and stuff, but then they had a quasi-election. He was a dictator from the start, but Hitler was elected. And then they abolished the presidency and the chancellorship and simply had the Führer, which means the leader. By any historical measurement, we are, let's say you're not supposed to push a car up past 7,000 RPMs. They've pushed the RPMs up to 20,000 on the tyranny scale. There has never been tyranny like this. But parallel, there's still a lot of freedom. And they do that for one reason. They want to pick people off slow. They don't want to have an open fight. They want to do it incrementally. And they want to keep some of the prosperity there as a opiate, as a stunning effect. People look around, they go, hey, I've got a full belly. I can buy all the beer I want. And, sure, I'm not making as much money as I used to. Sure, my kids are on drugs. Sure, the culture's falling apart. Sure, I'm, half our neighbors have brain tumors and, whatever, but I'm okay. And people are just kind of comfortable easing into hot water and slitting their wrists, basically. But it's coming to an end very soon. That's why you see the system running around like chickens with their heads cut off, getting ready, and just demonizing anybody that wants to be free. And all the stupid collectivists whose identity is hating white people or hating black people or being a feminist, or they're just fools living on the end of America. And when it all goes down, they're going to organize into piranha-like formations. You can already go to pretty much any Democrat and say, I want to put gun owners in forced labor camps. They'll say, yeah, I'm sick of them. Let's do it. You've seen it in Austin. You've seen it in California on video. We're not editing this. We're showing you everyone that's interviewed, and half of them will say, put gun owners in slave camps. The others go, well, yeah, maybe if Obama wants it. Maybe 1 person out of 10's against it. And they'll go, are you nuts? Are you crazy? Hey, we want to abort children up to age 5. Obama says it's good. Oh, yeah, we need to kill children up to age 5. It's for Obama. And then one woman goes, oh, my God, starts crying. What are you talking about? This is crazy. Kill children. That's a normal person. But see, the liberals are all going, look at her. She didn't want to kill babies. She's not liberal. See? They have no rudder. They have no compass. They have nothing. They are nothing. They've had their souls taken already. And when the hammer drops, 90% of this country was self-sufficient or somewhat so in the 1930s, in the Great Depression. Now, 10% are rural. National studies, look them up. Half of those are self-sufficient. 5% self-sufficient versus 90%. 7 million people. Look up the university studies. Type in university studies. 7 million died in the Great Depression from malnutrition, illnesses association with malnutrition. 90%, 7 million died. And the population was only about 180 million then. Look at the demographics. We have another depression. Hell will open. Why do you think the Marines and the Army trained to mow down zombies in drills for the last 6 years? Because they got in trouble mowing down the general public wearing John Deere hats. That was the uniform, John Deere hat, country outfits, when they were coming to take over farms in the drills. There it is, researcher. Famine killed 7 million in the U.S. during Great Depression. Oh, man, it's bad. Man, we are sitting on top of a giant TNT case with a bunch of gremlins running around with flamethrowers beneath us. And I'll just be honest, like Joe Biggs said, he's staying here till the end. I've committed to do it. I'm going to do it. But, man, my flesh just says, get out of here. Get out of the country now. My flesh says, man, get down to the middle of nowhere. Go to New Zealand. The elite are all moving there for a reason. They're going to leave that as a safe harbor. But you know what? I believe the blessings of God and my providence will leave me if I cower and leave. And I want to stay in the fight. It's what God wants me to do. And so I just am putting my kids down on the table, myself, my treasure, my name, everything. And I just put it in God's hands and turn it loose. But, man, folks, for new listeners out there and everybody making jokes over at Vice and Army Times and everything else, my God, you heard all those soldiers call in who were in secret drills to basically sniper American citizens and all the corruption. I mean, do you have any idea what the real special forces people are up to? It's horrible. Do you have any idea how evil this government is? No, you don't. And so you just make jokes about it. This is not a Will Ferrell movie. Everything's not a joke. And the reason you're so empty and so unhappy statistically is because you live lies, and your subconscious brain doesn't like lies, and it doesn't like you. Your conscious mind, your ego, all the bull. Your gut doesn't like you. And you're going to be a horrible enemy when things collapse by design. You are going to organize into a giant throng of mindless scum like locusts to come eat the flesh off my bones and any other producer's bones, you miserable, trashy, stupid, foolish people. But then I have to pity you because you were set in front of the television from birth in your diapers, your crap-filled diapers. You weren't breastfed, your brain's a third smaller, and you're just drooling, servile minions, wraiths. You never had a soul. It was all sucked out of you from birth, and you're just a wreck. And I don't say that with pleasure. I'm telling you, I feel myself like a pile of dog crap. I don't think of myself as special, but I look at you, and I just see miserable, sad, disgusting people. Is there any spark of reason left in you? Is there any honor left in you? Is there any courage left in you? My God, for 25 years, they've been growing babies in cows. For 20-plus years, they've had glow-in-the-dark dogs you can buy that are part jellyfish. For 20 years, they've been growing open-air HIV corn in Texas, Protogen. You know about pharmacological corn? We're not in Kansas anymore. We're not in Mayberry anymore. I said I'd go to your phone calls. It's just so sick. My God, how do they get the IRS? In the hearings last month, they admitted 30,000+ people who'd done nothing criminal wrong, who simply had small businesses like hot dog stands, would deposit the cash where you're supposed to put it, It's illegal. They say if you keep it, illegal if you deposit it, even pay taxes on it and then use it. They just want to steal everything. And then they have actual IRS agents that will sit there and take old ladies' retirement. The woman had $30,000 in the bank, all after tax. They just took it. And nobody's going to help her. Hell, they'll euthanize her butt as soon as they can. If she gets sick, suck all the money out of her account. I want to get that woman on, by the way. I just think about these people. I just think about the things they do. They love it. They love evil. They love hurting people. They love it. And they hate us. They hate middle-class houses and swimming pools and our good-looking kids and our good-looking wives and your good-looking husbands. They hate prosperity. They hate our strength. They hate our will. They hate real men. They hate veterans.